Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to Ballchat Podcast. Happy Sunday. What, first day or second day of spring to the football family. My name is Benton. Come on, Junior, walk. Come on, Junior is away, but come on, Wagwan. I'm so used to saying come on and Junior, Wagwan. Come on, how are you doing, Wagwan?
I'm good, I'm good. I just can't wait for the weather to change. I need to get warmer. I need to start planting up my carrots and whatever. But it's just cold, man.
Yes, it's a wonderful 64 degrees here in the south. Come on, you know what I'm saying? You some of the beautiful sunny weather.
No, keep it.
Football family, you know how we do it. Ball Chat Podcast, all about reviewing the week's major news in the world of football. Our family member Junior is away this week. It was pre-planned. He's not hiding because Manchester United lost to Leicester City. So all the anti-United fans or all the anti-Junior fans, don't get ticked off saying that Junior is hiding. He's just away pre-planned. So for the show today, we have Ballers and Bugs highlighting the most impressive players and unimpressive players of the week. We'll discuss World Cup qualifiers as get set up for Jamaica's friendly game against the U.S. coming up on March 5th. We'll discuss CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers, talk about the group, and revisit the format for this year's year's World Cup qualification campaign in CONCACAF. We'll also take a look at the Europa League draw and the Champions League draw as Man City will play Dortmund. We'll also recap the FA Cup semi-final matches and wrap up with Yard Ballers and Coach Tapper Whitmore is a bit ticked off Jamaican football. Football family, if you're joining us on Flow Sports or joining us on Ball Chat YouTube page, Ball Chat Facebook page, you can take part in the discussion. Later on in the show, we're going to take a few minutes and highlight a foundation that's doing wonderful work in the community. We're going to have the guest, or a guest joining us later on the show, talk about the work that Jam Pack is doing. Ball Chat is all about football, it's all about the community, it's all about the family. And we've done this in the past where we highlight an organization that's doing well in the community. So we'll have a guest from Jam Pack, Mr. Gregory Holder, joining us later on in the show to talk about their work and how football family can help them out. So let's kick it off and get to Ballers and Bugs, highlighting the most impressive players of the week. Come on, who do you have as your ball of the week watching football?
So I have Kareem Benzema with a brace and an assist in Real Madrid's 3-1 win. I like, even though Barcelona is my side, I love Big Ben. I think Big Ben is the engine for Real Madrid. You know, sometimes it just don't go his way, but I think without Big Ben, Real Madrid would be in a spot of trouble. Also want to shout out Dynamo Zagreb for overturning a 2-0 deficit versus the Jose Mourinho Spurs to win 3-2 on aggregate. It was just ridiculous. So I have to give them a big shot because I thought it was done and dusted for them. So they are also my baller of the week.
So Big Ben's and Dynamo Zagreb getting the ball of the week for coming on. I wonder who's going to be her bug of the week. My ball of the week, and football family, you know that the show is always interactive. We encourage football family members to send in their ballers of the week and their bugs of the week, unimpressive and impressive players of the week, and why. My ballers are ballers of the week. I have to give it to Orsic of Dynamo Zagreb, specifically not just Dynamo Zagreb alone, but Orsic scored a wonderful hat-trick as they beat and teach bug Tottenham Hotspur as Dynamo Zagreb came from 2-0 down deficit in the Europa League round of 16 to make it to the quarterfinals. And the interesting thing about that victory for Dynamo Zagreb and Orsic is that they lost their manager 2 days. The manager resigned 2 days prior to that matchup. We'll discuss that later on. And I also want to give a ball of the week to Banusic of AS Roma. Big up to Alison Swaby of the Reggae Girls. She scored a wonderful header. But Banusic of the same team, Roma's ladies, scored a fantastic bicycle kick. Check it out on YouTube as they beat FC International ladies in a very entertaining matchup. And my final ball of the week is Kelechi Iheanacho. 2 goals today And I also want to retroactively give him a baller for last week. I thought he deserved the baller. Scored a hat trick last week. 5 goals in 2 games. Impressive. Kelechi Iheanacho. Wonderful player. Seems like a good human being. The post-match press conference last week where he spoke about, wishing Mother's Day to all the mothers. A kid who lost his mother at 14 years old. He was very emotional. So ball of the week to Kelechi Iheanacho as Leicester City defeated Manchester United to make it to the FA Cup semi-final. Come on, we don't have much time. Let's go to bugs of the week because bugs get us excited. Who do you have as your bug of the week?
Spurs. So we can't say enough about Spurs being a bug. Listen, everybody know that Chelsea is my side, but Jose Mourinho is my coach. And I am not going to put 100% blame on him this time. You know, see the goal with the easy goal where the number 1 England striker missed. That was very, very important. Those things you cannot miss as one of the best players, quote unquote, in England, because they know me not rate. I am not giving Jose 100% of the blame because his lineup was good, his bench was strong, and his substitutions were okay. So I'm going to spread the blame around and give it to the entire Spurs organization because there's no way you should be 2-0 up to a team in turmoil to come lose 3-2.
Come on, you're politicking for Jose Mourinho too much. He's going to get a beating, so you cannot save him, okay?
Jose, I'm a boss. And Newcastle know the coach is in trouble, and they played an uninspired game and lost 3-0. I just think it is time for Newcastle to find themselves down in the championship. There's a perfect waste of a spot in the English Premier League. Give to some club who want it. I need to mention Slavia Prague Supporters Club. They posted a disgusting picture of a banner. I don't know if you followed the Rangers Slavia game and the foolishness that ensued. The supporters club came out screaming, kicking with a banner that I cannot repeat what they posted. They get a bug. UEFA gets another bug for remaining silent in the whole spectacle. They haven't said anything. They haven't done anything. They haven't left with anything. They talk about racism, and this is something that they have been silent on. So Spurs, Newcastle, Slavia, and UEFA get bugs of the week for me.
It's an infestation. And come on, we'll get to Spurs in a little bit. Spurs get a bug of the week, biggest bug of the week. For me, in agreement with Spurs, is Spurs. Jose Mourinho had some special words to say after the game. Also, Hugo Lloris is going to get a bug of the week from me. Hugo Lloris saying the players on the bench are not supporting the team enough. Come on, Hugo Lloris. You lost to a team that you were leading 2-0 from the first leg, and you worry about the players on the bench. We'll get to that as we discuss that Europa League matchup between Spurs and Dynamo Zagreb. A very entertaining matchup. And I have to give a bug of the week also to Arsenal Football Club. You know, I know there are Arsenal fans who will say they don't deserve it, but how is it that you can be down 3-0, and probably West Ham should get a bug of the week also. How can you be down 3-0 in the first few minutes of the game, and the first half looked so bad, and then looked so good in the second half? I thought Arteta needs to whip this team in shape. Minute 1, you step on the grass, it needs to be a high level and more consistency. So Arsenal is getting the bug of the week for the poor display, the inconsistent display, and enigmatic performance. Bugs of the week for me from Arsenal Football Club. And David Moyes and West Ham gets a small bug for throwing away a 3-0 lead. Come on, do you have any other honorable bugs that you want to highlight?
JFF.
Yes.
I don't want to touch on them yet because we're going to talk about them a little bit from now. But JFF almost wet the bed. I mean, them almost wet the bed with this USA friendly, and it's crazy. It's it's just crazy. So they get an honorable mention from me.
Yes, let's step over to the chat. JFF will get a bug of the week. We'll discuss at about half an hour into the show. At about 30 minutes past the hour, we'll get to the Reggae Boys and the US Friendly and discuss the JFF party shop. Let's get to the chat. Prime Minister said, Baller is big bad Lewandowski. Big up yourself, Prime Minister. Manchester United fan running in hot. They lost. Junior Pringle, bliss up, bliss up family. Yo, man is not at work, but he's enjoying himself. And Jeremy and Samuel said, me not big him up. Who you not bigging up as Manchester United lost? Spurs equals bug. Jose a bug, Prime Minister. El Pistolero, big up yourself, family. Liverpool family running in hot. Long time in see Liverpool. Come on, how is it? What are people saying over on Flow Sports?
Baller Curry is saying that JFF. So I know it's not your JFF. Is not your baller, sir. I know it is a bug. So that's his bug the week as well. So we have a lively conversation with David Nicholson, but it's more to the JFF portion of the show. So we're going to talk about that tonight.
Okay, let's get to the other portion of the show before we get to JFF and discuss Jamaican football and CONCACAF and football in our backyard. All right, the meat of the matter in European football this week was all about Champions League draw and the FA Cup semi-finals. But come on, let's talk about the FA Cup briefly. Your thoughts on these matches that took place in the FA Cup? Man City defeated Everton quite easily. Manchester United lost to Leicester City. And Chelsea also made it to the FA Cup. Your thoughts on these matches and the presumed FA Cup matchups?
Oh boy, Manchester United actually made some errors that Junior would be tearing his hair out if he have hair upon his head. So I think Leicester played okay, but I think Manchester United actually lost the game because of the terrible play. They've never played good today. Chelsea, we okay. We're all right. I don't know why on earth Chelsea have to go play Manchester City. Oh, we're going to manage. Oh, that don't work for we. We can't manage that. We can't beat Manchester City.
But Tuchel is undefeated. Come on. He's undefeated. They haven't lost any game. Chelsea plays Man City on April 17. Manchester United will play Leicester City will play Southampton. Leicester City hasn't gone to a FA Cup final in 39 years. So this is...
Okay, they're going to beat Southampton handily.
Is that accurate information? They haven't gone to... I think I read that somewhere if I'm not mistaken. Leicester City. Yeah.
No, but all I know, why we couldn't get Southampton? Why Chelsea couldn't get Southampton? I mean, it is rigged, man. It is absolutely rigged. But anyways, Manchester City, I mean, they continue to show that this is Pep's season. I mean, like, Pep is like, he's going to win everything. Don't be surprised that we are Champions League.
Wait, so everything as in 4 trophies?
Look here. How much your side win?
What do you win my side later? But they're in the League Cup semi-final. They're in the FA Cup semi-final. We'll get to the Champions League draw in a second. But surely, I wouldn't presume that this Chelsea-Man City matchup is just going to be a walk in the park for Man City.
I didn't say say it's going to be a walk.
Okay.
But Chelsea has not shown where they can manage Manchester City. Listen, every section of Manchester City is firing. The goalkeeper situation, the defenders, the midfielders, the wingers, everything is clicking. Pep don't even... Normally we see Pep animated on the sideline. Man, I chill. Man, remind me who the other day that drink hot chocolate. Ancelotti.
Yeah, Carlo Ancelotti. Yes.
It's just so Pep just relaxed because Man City is a well-oiled machine. Okay. I didn't say it was going to be a walkover because we do have 1 and 2 look fast with team, and our goalie is outstanding. But Man City is really, really firing.
Okay, so early prediction for you have Man City or Chelsea going through against Leicester City. I think, the ball is round, but we're going to tilt our hat to Leicester City beating Southampton in that semi-final. Early read
Yes.
on who you got in this Chelsea versus Man City game. Early read it.
2-1 Man City.
Two.
I'll be pleasantly surprised if Chelsea beat them. But that's what I see. As a football fan, that's what I see playing out. And for Leicester, it's not even going to be a walkover for Southampton because sometimes Southampton have this one,
Yeah.
minute where they play good football.
Yeah.
So it's still going to be maybe a 2-1, 3-1 victory for Leicester. So I like when they're not easy matches where people fight for the position, but I see a Leicester Man City final.
Leicester Man City finals. Leicester City defeated Southampton 9 a few I think it was 2 seasons ago. So they, let's see how they take that game. Let's keep it rolling, football family. A Champions League draw and Europa League draw. I want to quickly get your thoughts on that and the football family thoughts on those quarterfinal matchups that coming on. Big games, big games. Man City versus Borussia Dortmund, Chelsea versus Porto. You wanted Southampton in the other in the FA Cup. I think you may have gotten the easiest of the lot here in the Champions League. Bayern Munich against PSG and Liverpool versus Real Madrid. Somehow I think Liverpool will beat Real Madrid. Your thoughts on the
Really?
Champions League draw?
Hey, listen to me. Real Madrid, not Real Madrid. Salah is probably having nightmares. Real and Sergio Ramos is probably happy that he's going to buck up more. Listen, that other in the back of a Salah head. Every time him see Ramos, is he going to run at Ramos? What is he going to do? I just think it's going to be an interesting matchup, and it was just so funny that the two of them are gonna play each other.
Yeah, and it's interesting that Sergio Ramos seems to be back to health. He's back. He returned. The big game though. Can Mauricio Pochettino pull the magic out the hat and beat? Of course, my fancy baller Neymar should be available for this game against Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich beat the bricks off Stuttgart in the Bundesliga after going a man down. Alphonso Davies got a red card, but I mean, can you see Bayern Munich losing to Paris?
I don't know. You see, to me, and this is just me, and people are gonna knock me. I think PSG is full of individual ballers, right? I mean, they're winning because yes, League One of Farmers League. I said it.
No, we're not calling any leagues any farmers because we're not.
I'm sorry, my apologies. My apologies.
We're not disrespecting farmers. Big up yourself to all the farmers out there.
So it's an easy league, right? Let me say that.
Yeah.
So PSG has a whole bunch of individual footballers versus Bayern is like well run everywhere. Goals come from everywhere. Even when Alphonso Davies got the red card, the goals just kept going. It's like he was not missed. So I see Bayern actually beating PSG. And I mean, handle it too. Not no script through 89 minutes, extra time, nothing. I just say that's what's going to work.
Yeah, and to agree with you, Bayern Munich is a standard bearer in world football. It's all up to how hungry they will be and how surgical. They got Serge Gnabry back, so they're gunning at the bit. Quickly, your early reading on Man City versus Borussia Dortmund. Erling Haaland is looking to play some would say his future employer.
But you know what? And that's the thing too. Dortmund is so inconsistent that we can't really hang our hats on them, right? We see where Man City is really playing and not to sell up Man City because they're not my team, but I think Manchester City will beat Dortmund. Dortmund does have some brain fart moments some of the time where you can't really say that they're going to win. But Man City has been consistent, and I think Pep will find a way to beat Dortmund.
Yeah. You expect Chelsea to just easily beat Porto?
I don't, and this is why.
Okay.
I've seen everybody rejoicing Porto. Porto surprised a lot of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And defensively, Porto is a firm and solid team defensively.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we've seen with Chelsea, when Chelsea goes up against teams that are really defensive, we struggle. And I am not convinced that a team of Werner or a Giroud or even a Hudson-Odoi can get around a 39-year-old Pepe. I don't know. And that's my problem. It was a good enough draw for people to say, Chelsea have a 50% chance. But I really don't know about that much.
Yeah.
Porto can be really tricky, and Chelsea sometimes they wet the bed.
Porto's manager Sergio Conceição really spoke highly about his team winning. But surely, I mean, it's Porto, and Sergio Oliveira is also a threatening player. But surely, you couldn't have asked for a better draw. Quickly, Madrid. We spoke about Madrid versus Liverpool. I think Liverpool should beat that Real Madrid team. Liverpool looks to be turning the corner. Let's quickly get our thoughts on the Europa League draw that took place this week. Come on, and before we even get to the Europa League draw, Spurs got eliminated from the Europa League. And before we get to the draw itself, what happened in that game? Come on. What exactly happened in that game to Spurs to lose or lost to a team after being up 2-0 from the first leg? A team that lost its manager 2 days before for, being sentenced to go to jail for some money issues related to Dynamo Zagreb. How is it Spurs lost this game? Come on.
As my coach, come to the one Junior asked who is my coach. This is every Junior, Jose my coach. As my coach said, one team wanted to win while the other was content. The team got there and wanted it more than Spurs. I don't understand. At one point, I forgot that Gareth Bale was on the pitch. And I tell you already, Spurs is a garbage side. It's a garbage side. I don't know how people think that Spurs is a good enough side. I don't. I think, and they've been so lucky not to be battling down in 15th or 16th or 17th players. I just don't think Spurs is good enough. But to have a 2-0 advantage and a lower team, as Mr. in turmoil, to come knock it out, not only beat you, barely beat you, but beat you convincingly. So I just don't understand. As Mr. Harry Kane had the opportunity to send him side through, and he missed it completely. I mean, I don't know. What more Jose should I do? I don't know. Them just never wanted as much as other teams.
So Jose Mourinho said something pretty interesting after the game. He was very philosophical. He says, quote, "I feel sorry that my team is a team that didn't bring to the game not just the basics of football, but the basics of life, which is to respect our jobs and to give everything," end quote. So, if reading between the lines, Jose Mourinho is clearly saying that there are players who are not given everything. And reading between the further lines of players not given everything, why does Jose Mourinho put those players who are not given everything onto the park?
So, all right.
And interestingly, before you answer that question, interestingly, he mentioned during the Aston Villa game, they seem to have won the Aston Villa game, which just concluded. Interestingly, he said that there are two teenagers at the pre-match press conference. He said there are two teenagers on today's bench, and if needs be, I will go ahead and play them. So he's already sounding the alarm. So, but if there are players who are not given the best, and they lost to Arsenal the previous week, why keep putting them on the field?
Who no put over them? Now tell me.
Play the teenager them.
No, but hold a second. If Jose had played those two teenagers, put them in the starting lineup in a Europa game, what would we have said? Would have said this man is a madman. But listen, I have no problem with a coach crying out a player. Plus, we never need Jose to tell we what him just said. We saw it. Listen, don't tell us say, I did not even remember that Gareth Bale was on the pitch. No passion, no art. The only person me see play for Spurs with art is Son. The only person. Everybody else is like, well, Lucas Morato will play whatever. But it's like everybody just sauntering, everybody walking. It's like, listen, Spurs need a complete overhaul because it not go work.
Do you
Bringing in a coach and having the same set of players, and then we can't even say that Jose has lost the locker room. We have not seen anything to indicate such.
Well, the attitude might be lost the locker room. That he says, quote, I can only apologize to the Spurs supporters. I hope that they feel the same way I feel. Today is a live or die, and in this moment we die. In other matches, I have the same feeling. That means in other matches they have died in the same. Now, does Daniel Levy, do you see this is the end of Jose Mourinho at Spurs at the end of the season? Does he have to win the League Cup to survive or have a chance as they play Man City in the League Cup final? He has put a lot on this Europa League title, as winning the Europa League title in previous comments he made, and they lost from a very advantageous position. Does Jose Mourinho need to win this League Cup and take this team to the Champions League round to survive next year? Do you see him making it another season at Spurs?
I think he stays at Spurs. Even if he loses everything we just talked about and only surviving in the league, I see Jose staying there. My thing is this: you buy a dog where you know is rough and wild, who can't tame, right? You have to always chain up the dog or have the dog in the doghouse constantly. You can't let the dog roam when you have visitors at home because the dog's dangerous. You buy that dog.
Who is the dog?
And you let the dog out. You let the dog out and the dog bites somebody. You're going to say, oh my God, I never know the dog would have bite the person. You're an idiot. Jose Mourinho has showed us time and time again the kind of coach and person that he is. Nothing that we've seen from Jose this season indicates that he has changed. Have you seen anything? Levy and everybody else at Spurs know that this is Jose Mourinho. What is it that you expect from him? This is what you're getting. You pay for this, you get this. I see him staying because I know in the back of Levy their mind, they know say the players what them have are not really quality. I don't know. Gareth Bale is an expensive experiment. I think it's a waste of money, Gareth Bale, because even for 4 games ago, he had a good stretch. Then him just disappear like it's time for him to go and play golf. It's getting warm.
Spurs are 3 points out of the top 4. We'll discuss. And come on, as relating to your dog analogy, our Peter Touch, legendary Peter Touch, have a song that says, "You sorry for Maga dog? What happened?" You know, turn around, bite you. All right, let's move away from Spurs. And regarding that EPL table, as Osborne brought up, Spurs is sitting 3 points out of the table. Let's quickly touch on the EPL. They defeated Aston Villa in a just concluded game. So he technically, they could make the Champions League still. They could.
Yeah. He'll be alright. I think Jose will be okay.
They could make the Champions League still, but it's just a debacle. We'll see what will happen to them at the end of the season and as they go for it for the League Cup final. At the bottom end of the table, your brethren and Danny Welbeck scored a stunner for Brighton, Alvin Hove. Come on, you're smiling. Big up Danny.
But me don't know hope that Danny, and my brethren, a junior brethren. But I have to see him to listen, Danny Welbeck and but the other one name West Ham, Lingard. I mean, you like to see these things. You like to see players who have potential that are not being used at a club move on and do well at another club. Not to say Danny Welbeck is doing well, he's doing okay. But Jesse Lingard is doing well at West Ham. So you like to see it.
Your thoughts and West Ham dropping a missed opportunity against Arsenal after being up 3-0, and the Jamaican soon-to-be striker Mikel Antonio had a Sterling miss at the back post. I'm sure if he missed that for
Hey,
the Reggae Boys, he's gonna get a few pucks in.
listen to me. If him ever come and go on so at the office and appear buckle. I mean, like, we're not out shandy buckle, but appear buckle. You see when Mr. Miss there, you know what I said to myself? Come on, Antonio, we're off them kind of player already. If what this ever bring, we don't need you.
Yeah. So and no comments on Arsenal. Did you saw something good about Arsenal in that game?
The young man. And Arteta said it. I mean, they have to make his loan deal permanent.
Yeah,
He's
Martin.
a breath of fresh air. Like he's all over the pitch. He's very intelligent. He's making the right plays, and he actually makes Arsenal a better team, if we can say that. Arsenal was so sucky in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But he was actually the game changer. So, West Ham actually lost this game. I mean, they were up 2-0 to come back and have this done.
Yeah,
I mean,
Martin.
like, one goal, second own, them need to change him. Him, need to go up on the bench.
Yeah.
Like the second own goal in as many games.
Yeah, Dawson.
They have to clean up. Yeah, they have to clean it up. But
yeah.
I see this is a win for Arsenal versus a loss to West Ham.
Yeah, Martin Odegaard. I think the value of Martin Odegaard is somewhere about £100 million is what Real Madrid has been asking for him. I don't know if Arsenal.
That's something of them fear.
Arsenal has that. I want to quickly get your thoughts before we move to discuss football in our backyard on Serie A. Serie A is pretty much wrapped up in terms of the table. Inter Milan is looking well, but quickly, Juventus lost to Benevento. It's been a long time since Benevento defeated Juventus. Should they go ahead and scrap this project? Agnelli, the leader of Juventus' president, has spoken about, quote, Juventus need to stop playing these little teams. He's one who's been advocating heavily for the restructuring of the Champions League so Juventus can play more big teams, air quotes. Should they go ahead and scrap this project after the season? There's speculation that Real Madrid is interested in getting CR7 back. Should they scrap this project at Juventus?
So hold a second. If them can't beat the little team, I big team not gonna beat.
Well, that's why you avoid the little teams altogether.
I'm going to get them little whoop for the big team. Them. Why not say fire Perlo? I mean, like, why not say get rid of the coach who seems like he is out of his depth? Why not say that? I mean, come on. If it was Jose, everybody the ball off with his head.
It seems like you carried Jose feelings.
Because it's Perlo, it's like, okay, fine. This season is a wash. They're not going to win or whatever. CR7 going back to Real Madrid. Do you really think that will happen? I mean, do you think that he will be... I mean, he was the face of Real Madrid, but do you think this Real Madrid outfit needs him now? I just think they've moved on and they're doing well enough without a CR7. I think he should just stay at Juventus and just try back it out.
So Juventus won a Champions League in 95-96 season. That's a long time. I didn't realize that's been so long, but clearly it's not working for them. They hired all these so-called talent to win the Big Ears Trophy. As it relates to Cristiano Ronaldo going back to Real Madrid, I would have to see it to believe it. They have to offload Eden Hazard, that's a hefty salary for them. But I would have to see it first to believe it. All right, but Inter Milan is still seems to be have this thing sewn up, right? I mean, it's done, right?
I mean, should. And that's good. I like to see it. That's my team.
Yeah, we'll find another team. You'll find another team. All right, let's step away from football in Europe and let's discuss football on our own backyard and start off with Jamaica versus USA. We'll play Team USA on Thursday. Come on, what's going on? You excited about this Jamaican squad that was released? I mean, Jamaican squad is currently on its way to Austria. There's a lot of new names here, come on, that we haven't seen in a while. Casey Palmer was the last call-up. He's a defender, plays for Bristol City. Wesley Harden. I mean, what do you expect
I don't expect a lot from this. I don't expect a lot because even when I was talking to David Nicholson, he had a whole bunch of things to say. He's saying that he's excited. He watches the players play, so he kind of knows, of the talent of the other players. But I was also telling him that that's fine. We can always have individual talent, but if the chemistry is not there, then we're not going to do well. I see us playing good enough to not get 7-0 like a Trinidad. But I do think that USA is a better close knit team that have been playing with each other, so they understand each other. So I don't think that we will beat them. Okay. David Nicholson says he disagrees. He thinks that we can beat US.
And football fans, we're gonna do a post-match recap after the game. The game is this Thursday at 1 p.m. And we might have our friends from Two Rest Challenge, the US fans. Let's take a look at the Team USA squad and get your thoughts on this Team USA squad that will play. From this group will play Jamaica. US fans that I know were gaga over picking up Yusuf Muna, a player that Yunus Musa, a young kid who plays for Valencia. Your thoughts on the squad, US squad? Come on. And Timothy Way is also a player that they are extremely excited about.
Yeah, but Timothy Way, he's an interesting player. But I don't know. It's like a death. It's like I'm not really convinced, about it. Just like how Junior is not really convinced about a Pulisic, I am not convinced with a Way, and I'm not convinced with a death. Okay. As I said, the biggest issue, and remember, we can have some players play at some high level club, but when it comes to the international scene, they're just not, up to scuff. The reason why I say that they would probably beat us is chemistry, right? It's not necessarily that they can be better than a Palmer, that they can go on a Michael Hector over me. But I just think that they've been playing together, them trained together. What we have we trained yet?
No, we haven't. We haven't. And we'll get to Tapa Whitmore's comments in a second. But I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this game. I think I've said so. That's the U.S. squad. At least Christian Pulisic will get some game time from the beginning.
Listen to me. I want to know if a Michael Hector can stop a Pulisic. That's what me want to know.
Yeah, but see, Hector has not been playing for a while, so that's the thing that I have no major expectations for this game. I think I've said this a few times before. The score doesn't really matter to me. It's just the most important score is the World Cup qualifier when we play them in a few weeks, in a few months, in the World Cup qualifier.
Benton, stop the foolishness. Benton, stop the foolishness.
The score doesn't matter.
Stop the foolishness. You're the only person I know who watch football who talk about the sport. We don't care what it is. Jamaicans will tell you, I don't care. I could have corner league. We could have played for a bag juice. We could have played for $5,000 for 13 years. We care about the score. We don't want you. We don't want. We have so much USA friends. I do not want the USA to drop 7 on us. Because if that's the case, make us ball. You're the only person you know about it. You don't care about score.
And to be honest, I don't want to see 7. I don't want to see a domino score. But my thing is that, like you alluded to earlier, is that the USA is more together. For me, this is just the Jamaican team getting together and playing some ball and trying to get the organization and the unity together. They haven't played. They're probably going to spend more time in travel than they do training. So it's starting to get some players together and try to get everyone on the same page. This game, all the way to Austria, is just, I don't expect much. And so I am not expecting anything in terms of the score. That's my thing. The big official fry for me is the World Cup qualifier game, which will play USA in a few months. That's the most important thing to me. Them look a game, yeah. It's important to get players involved like Amari Bell. Who him? Who is Amari Bell? Who this? When was last time Michael Hector played any ball?
On the bench.
You see, and
hey, listen. I guess if we're going to be real, let's talk about the fact that it's logistic. Most of the players are saying that they're striking, they're on strike. That's how we get. That they're not going to play, they're taking a stand. We understand that. But also, there are a couple of things though. Because of quarantine and COVID, there are some clubs who would not allow their players to go because they have a quarantine, the COVID test, come back, miss training. So understand that as well. Understand the visa issues as well. So these players are really right there and they cannot, be allowed to go. But it's good to see how Omar Holness come back because remember Omar had that. It was very good at youth level. Then he had the incident where he had a seizure. So he's coming back. So it's nice to see Omar really coming back in the squad. I see people talking about my name Antonio. Listen to me. Let me tell you something. Where the player where they have where did they have Birmingham are? A Birmingham come from the big tick player. Everybody was like, oh, he's a beast too and whatever, and he was a bust. If today Antonio Showy today on the pitch versus Arsenal, we have that too. So he can stay away him there. We need somebody who can change the whole dynamic. Shamar Nicholson is younger, he's physical, in fast, and with more games, he can be a top-notch striker for us. Not to say we don't want Antonio to come, but I mean, I couldn't stop the foolishness. Let us see how these players play. What's his name? Daniel Johnston turned down So that's the thing too, So we're going to have all these players. They're going to come. They're going to play for us. They're going to realize that the JFF is a bunch of jokers. Will they accept a call up the next time the JFF call them? All them little foolishness there. So, I mean, it is going to be interesting to see because I know if them go there and USA drop 12 on them, they're going to tell Tapa say, lose my number.
Yeah, and the 6-footer is Clayton Donaldson is the big man from Birmingham that you're speaking of. Mr. Donaldson, the big. The big. All right,
and he looks like he have the same body type like Antonio. And people are talking about, oh, we need that physicality up top. Yeah. We need this and really, really. Listen, I love Shamar Nicholson because I think him have the range to be a really good striker for the Reggae Boys. So everybody's like, them are omit him and a squeeze. Antonio is old on top of that. We have the years when it comes to Shamar. Listen to me, when you not come, when I couldn't want to come dash way Shamar and what players them will have. We carry from way back when.
Yeah, if Shamar now, all right, we're not going to dash him away. Let's hear what the comments, what the family saying, come on, because someone just beat you over, so what am I saying?
I must say, so David has said Jamal Lowe and Palmer Gray played for England together. Yes, how long ago was that? That was youth. So the chemistry might not be there. Yes, they might play against each other, but they're not going to be the only ones on the pitch. So yes, chemistry is one of the issues, but let us see how it works. A realistic scoreline, if they beat us, is 1-0. Really? 3 or 3 or 4-0, but I think it will be 1-1 and we might win 2-1. Hey David, anything you want smoke, send some over here. I mean not smoke, but I'll take some. Don Foster say, hello El Jamaica, I'll get a whopping Thursday. Hector alone is not the team. No, Hector alone is not the team. But Hector is our central defender, right? Anybody go around Hector, if throw one goal. So let us stop it. And Hector is known to have lapses at times. So we have a right to beat Hector. Listen, one of my issues is this. A player who don't have a club a player who don't see the pitch. Me as a coach, you can't get called up over somebody who have a club and play consistently. But I understand with the Hector thing where the strike and the visa issue. So let me just not beat him.
And
Mari Bell is a quality player.
Yeah.
Just because you don't know him doesn't mean anything. That's okay. That's fine. We don't know him.
Yeah.
Where Adams and McKennie are not in the squad. We lack depth in central midfield, so I like the fact that we added Holness, which is true. Omar is a very good midfield player.
And El Pistolero says to give Antonio a chance. Yeah, man, we'll give every man a chance.
Of course, everybody get a chance, but we're not going to dash away Shamar Nicholson. Yeah. But here what I'm now. Hector would be in defensive midfield. Listen to me, David Nicholson. How many times have we seen Tapper go on like him one player, Andre Blake, the goalkeeper, as striker? We don't even know. Tapper is a man player, everybody out of position. So are we sure that Hector would be our defensive midfield? And even if Hector is our defensive midfield, he still have lapses.
Yeah, he does.
Let us watch and see.
Yeah, well,
me, I want my team to win. Benton alone are going like him no want the score. I want Jamaica to even give them a hot 2-1. Pinnock and Moore, Mariappa tilt at centre back. Hector will not play centre back. 90% chance that won't happen. Mega, we say 10,000% sure. May I screenshot this? So after the game, we have a conversation. And Jamaica, Mark is saying that Jamaica will win 1-0.
And just before we go to our talk, just to remind football family, Ballchat is going to do a post-game show March 25th, right after the final whistle. If it's 1-1, 10-0, or 4, Ballchat will do an assessment. Come on, what's going on our Ballchat? What's the family saying over there? Come on. Gary's El Pistolero said, I'm looking forward to seeing Casey Palmer and Holness. And El Pistolero said, I don't trust Hector one bit. And we're not dashing away. We're not dashing away Shamar Nicholson. Definitely not. I think he's one definitely can learn from Mikel Antonio and some of these players coming in. Speaking of which, come on, the big coach, the man who's cross, angry, miserable, Tapper Whitmore says he wants these things to get resolved. He said this before the acrimonious relationship spilled over into the press about negotiation, and it still not get sorted out. I mean, Tapper really should probably stop talking about this, right?
You know what? This one I was telling a friend that I think Tapper would do better if him just left Jamaica football and just go overseas to make some money. Because every year it's the same issue. Would they treat an expensive coach like a Schaefer or somebody else who then pay millions? Would they treat him like how them treat Tapper? Like what Tapper is saying makes no sense.
No, they won't.
So I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, every year we have the same issues. Tapper have the same issues that we have, right? He must be frustrated. You have a big game coming up, and you have all these new players, and you have all the local players who have not played in over a year, except the Waterhouse man. Although we never caught a game, they still called it foolishness. But him have all these players, and they have not practiced, they have not trained, and you have a big game coming up, and it's not working out for him. So I mean, like, I always laughing and say, Tapper, yes man, Tapper, go sound the alarm. Him I go tell we say, oh, I'm unhappy with this, just before I'm getting a little butt whoops, because him can say, see, me they tell you. But we as fans, we see, we understand his frustration. So down to traveling, I mean, how can you travel 3 days before a competition? I mean, like, you know, how can you travel 3 days? How can you have it so close, run it so close where the visa, you have to break your neck from Jamaica, do your COVID test, go to the embassy the next morning. Look at all the foolishness that go on with the physio, right?
Yeah.
Him have to come out and him have to make a statement to say, listen, what is reported in the news is not correct. He says, I have my visa, But the contract agreement was not agreed upon until 30 minutes before the delegation was supposed to leave.
Yeah.
Now tell me, you know you have a game on the 25th and you will have salary and contract negotiations the day of when you're supposed to travel. Just for duty. So I understand Tapa's frustration and it shows on the pitch because remember when Damian Lawson is sung in an airport away on plane ticket, these are the things that Tapa complain about. And he's right. But Tapa, if every year you complain about the same thing, it's like you have a boyfriend who don't want to work and every day you get up and complain say him don't want to work, but you still cook dinner for him. There's no incentive for him to go look no work because he might get him meal.
Yeah,
that's you, Tapa.
Yeah, Tapa. And interestingly, Tapa's said or spoke about the fact that the squad is mainly foreign-based players. He's definitely very much concerned about the Gold Cup preparation, which is coming down. Gold Cup is coming on in the summer before Jamaica enters World Cup qualifiers for 2022 games. And Tapa alluded to most of these players that he had built a foundation with over the few years or so are not in the squad. They're part of this whole salary negotiation. So he doesn't know if it's something that those players will come back. So I don't even know. There's nothing I can really add to it. It's just
So David Nicholson says, I hope that one day I can sleep at night knowing the next morning I won't hear something about Ravel traveling business class.
And El Pistolero has a quick question. Come on, as in saying Tapa may have to go somewhere, and says, where will Tapa go? I mean, what's his track record? Country or top team? If him leave. I mean, where?
Okay, all right. So, mega answer your question with a question. What was Miguel Coley's track record before he got a job overseas? He's overseas. He's over there with Schaefer. People might say it's a hookup, it's a connection. But you want to tell us a Jamaica World Cup hero, right? Tapa, head coach of the Reggae Boys, don't know anybody, can't get a hookup, can't be an assistant coach somewhere else. He can go somewhere else where a head coach will be respected, where he will get the tools so he can do his job well. He have the qualifications, him have the experience. He might not have won a Gold Cup, but him go semis, him go finals, him win Caribbean Cup. I mean, so he has a good enough record where a Coley was a JC head coach and he was an assistant to Winfred Schaefer, but yet he's making his money overseas and he's in a country where they spend money on a team. So them team is well run. If you watch Michael Coley's team and Schaefer's team, they're well run. You want to tell me say Tapa don't have more accolades? You want to tell me say Tapa cannot get another team to coach?
All right, football family.
Unless Tapa don't want a club team and want for the country, then still you can find another country who will want a Tapa Whitmore to coach them.
Okay.
So
okay.
I don't see it as Tapa cannot get. I just think maybe Tapa don't want to. Him comfortable. Him having friends and family there. Maybe him don't want to leave. But to answer your question, same thing Miguel have. Tapa have it too.
Yeah. All right, football family. Let's pause for a second because we want to, Jamaican football definitely set up our blood pressure. But for a minute, as I mentioned at the top of the show, we have a special guest joining us, and we want to highlight some of the work that Jam Pack is doing. We need a break.
Hold on a second. Yes. But David Nichols said today, you really want to run up my blood pressure, Yeah. I am not a Tapa Whitmore fan. I beat him. I cuss him all the time. I think he's the most miserable coach me ever buck up at.
Yeah.
But what does Tapa know about tactics? I don't know. So they can have a formation. Them play free-flowing football, right? But Tapa, can we go where? Can we go to the finals of World Cup?
And in Carriga
I
Gold
don't
Cup finals, yes, yeah. So football family, let's take 2 3 minutes to talk to Naima Gregory joining us. We're gonna talk about some of the work she's doing with Jam Pack, and then we'll pick up on Jamaican football after these 2 or 3 minutes. Naima, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Nice to finally meet you. Jamaican football sending up our blood pressure. Talk about talk about the work that you're doing with Jam Pack and how Jam Pack is helping out in the Jamaican community. By the way, come on, heal up the family. Come on, we have Naima Gregory Holder joining
Hi,
us.
come on. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
So
Hi, everyone. So, Jamaica Impact Inc., Jam Pact,
yes.
was started in 1998, about 25 years ago. I've been a member on and off for the past 10 years and recently re-engaged as the vice president of the organization. I, along with the president, Tassie Scarlett, work with an amazing team of board members, Tamisha Forrest, Michael Williams, Gloria Messam, Jenny Campbell, Angela Golding, Georgia McCarthy. Historically, Jam Pact has had three major objectives. To contribute to the policy debate on economic growth and development in Jamaica, to be a resource and networking vehicle for groups of Jamaicans in the diaspora, and most importantly, to make a tangible contribution to the development of Jamaica through our support of basic schools in underserved communities. So most of the schools that we support are in the inner city communities of Kingston, but we also provide assistance to schools in St. Thomas, St. Catherine, Clarendon, Hanover, St. James, St. Anne, St. Mary. So our reach is fairly broad. Jam Pack School Supplies Drive is our signature fundraising event. We had our first virtual launch on Friday, March 12th, which allowed us to share the stories of teachers and children impacted by the work that we do with a much broader audience. With the help of our members and longtime sponsors, Econa Carib Shipping Company, Western Union, Grace Kennedy, we were able to raise almost $3,000. We're extremely grateful to those who have donated thus far, and we encourage anyone who is listening today to consider the impact that even a small donation can make. So even before the pandemic, there were families struggling to pay the equivalent of $100 per year to send their children to school. Now with increased job loss, it is nearly impossible for parents to afford tuition. And so with virtual learning as a new norm, we hope to donate at least 100 laptops or tablets to students this year. So I can tell you how many ways you can donate.
Okay.
First, with the Cash App, you can donate $JAMPACT19, so that's $JAMPACT 19. Venmo is at JAMPACT, at JAMPACT. Or you can mail a check and made payable to Jamaica Impact Inc. And that can be mailed to P.O. Box 3794, New York, New York 10163. Okay. Our website is www.jampact.org. And there you'll be able to see, all of the programs that we run. And you'll get to find out some more about the schools that we have sponsored over the years.
So football family, Ball Chat's about community, we're about family, we're about football. Jam Pack is doing some wonderful work. Quickly, and just to remind football family, you can donate and support the cause via Cash App, $JAMPACT 19, Venmo at JAMPACT, and their website is jampact.org. Now, some of us knuckleheads does not use Cash App or Venmo. Now, can we do Zelle?
Let's see.
Zelle options available. And then
that
secondly,
information will be available on our website. Currently, maybe not, but you can check our website and we'll continue to update it.
And also another question that I have from listeners is that what are the metrics for success? How do you evaluate how effective your program is doing? How do you go about and measure success? Because we want to make sure that we're not throw money down the drain,
Yeah, absolutely. So, we run a variety of programs actually, right? And so we have an Adopt a School program, and we provide assistance to basic school in attaining certification with Jamaica's Early Childhood Commission in order to ensure that the required standards are met, right? Yeah. So the way that we measure success is very clear in that respect because we can see how we've been able to achieve that end. School supplies drive, is very clear. We get all of this money together every single year. And by the way, we're accepting donations up until July, when we all get together and physically pack these barrels. So we do it ourselves. We work with an amazing shipping company that I mentioned before every year. He provides us with the barrels, and we're able to ship those barrels in time for the semester start in September, every single year. So our measure of success in that respect is being able to provide backpacks filled with school supplies every year, right? We also visit these schools and we help with infrastructural changes. So we paint the classrooms, and we build bathrooms and whatever facilities that the teachers and the students need to enhance their learning. We facilitate that, and you can see where your money is going. Because we update our website, and you'll be able to see, where exactly your contribution is going. We have the Christmas tree program, which is specific as well, and it enables us to provide treats around Christmas time. We partner with other organizations in Jamaica to do that as well. And then we have a tuition assistance program with the Zerish Mattis Eastern Scholarship Fund for JAMPAC that has been created. And again, you can see that information as well on our website. So you will clearly know where the money goes. I promise it is managed very well. This is something that we do every year, and we just welcome everyone, who is interested in donating and helping. Any amount is extremely helpful, and every mickle make a muckle, as we all know.
Yeah, man. So. Every mickle make a muckle. One hand wash the other. Thank you so much. We really love the work. You have an ally in Ballchat. You have a partner. We're definitely going to spread this to the football community to support the work that you guys are doing. Ultimately, football is part of life, but community is essential to keep the community strong. And the larger diaspora have to support, So football family, if you want to donate, if you can donate, I know it's hard in this pandemic for some of us to do, but those of us who can, you can Cash App, Jamaica, $, JAMPAC19, Venmo @JAMPAC. You can visit the website, www.jampac.org. Miss Naima Gregory Holder, not Miss.
Well, Naima Gregory. Naima Gregory is
Naima Gregory. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to put this up on our social media page. We appreciate the work, and I'm sure some of the football family members will donate. And we love the work we're not doing. Fully supporting her.
Thank you so much. Respect.
Right, bless up, family.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Come on, wrap up yourself with yard ballers and Jamaican football players playing the trade overseas. And let all the Jamaican fans calm down.
Hey, look here. So Javan East is doing well. I mean, nobody now follow Javan East. But I think him there were 8 goals. But he's making a name for himself. So hopefully he stays in the pool and he doesn't get pushed aside by the big name Antonio them, right? So
come on, you realize that not all of them going to make it. Some of them will get pushed out.
I know, it's like a rough. But anyway, so Damian Lowe has changed agents. So this might seem like a small thing, but if you're a footballer, you know that having the right agent is just as important as playing well. So hopefully this, the new agency is located in London, and I know Damian would love a move to England. So hopefully things are in the pipeline because we expect good things. He should have the caps. Hopefully we keep our rankings, and then Damian can actually play in the Premier League. So congrats, Damian. Alice Swaby continues to impress. She scored the winning goal for Roma in a 4-3 victory. And as Benton alluded earlier, it was a great header. She continued her run. She tracked the ball and she went right in, and it was a good enough header. Tapper keeps balling. Yes, Tapper, we know them give you a basket to carry water. But as I tell Kerry this morning, you need to put a plastic liner on the inside and put it underneath the pipe, and the water will settle on the basket. So you are what we have for now. We have to work with you. So, in an article published in the Observer, he says he's unhappy with the preparations of the Reggae Boys. In ball every year about it. Tapa, hear what happened. As Reggae Boys fans, right? We need to stop the balling. And if you want to strike with the players, them, strike with the players, them. Just tell us where you want us to be so we can march and block the road. I have 2 old fridge and a stove, but them now use a Spanish town. Just tell us where you want us to be so we can come block the road for you, make JFF take you serious.
Those are the views of come on me. Ballchat will not strike with Tapa with more. I
said Reggae Boys fans. Apparently you're not a fan because you don't care about the score. So, man a ball. So as I said, physical trainer Jason Woodrow Henry, he has refuted the report claiming that by Dalton Wins always not the news for something bad, that he didn't make the trip for the Reggae Boys Planet International due to U.S. visa issues. He said he missed the trip because he was late. It was late due to a contractual agreement. He says his U.S. visa is pretty much up and running. He said that he was unable to make the flight because the negotiations ended on Tuesday at 1:20 p.m. and the team was scheduled to depart at 2 p.m. Tell me. But can I say this is potty shop mentality because we're disrespecting potties because I love potty, especially the good potty up at Devon House. We can't call it a potty shop. You can't know that the people that believe 2 o'clock the same day and you end contract negotiations at 1:20. Yo, you know the potty, I swear to God. And I even looked online. We still now update, not we. When I work for JFF. The JFF still not updating their social media platform. I mean, like, what is it that we need to do? Tapa, if you want us to block the road, tell us. What is it you want us to do? You have to update the Reggae Boys. We have to know, listen, can we get the player them in the jersey with the name on the back? Because they're new. We want to know them and we need to know what them look like with them name. Tired of them. So anyways, so they... Instead of Budge going, they have them send for former Wilbidon Football Club left wing back Andrew David Clement. So he will stand in as the physical trainer for the Reggae Boys.
The PE teacher. He's gonna be the PE.
I think the reason why is because he has a British book. So I think it's easy for him to get there. But I mean, like, come on, JFF. Yeah. We're not African to the things together. I mean, the fans are frustrated. Look at it. Even now, we are preparing for World Cup. We're going into Gold Cup. And you can't get Jamaica Reggae Boys jerseys to buy. It's just ridiculous. So they need to figure it out and fix it up and just, make sure them start running the thing good. And so that's my roundup. Nothing else now go on. Things slower.
So come on, before you go for yard, but so they won't have a physiotherapist for the game, will they? Will they?
No, nobody trying to pull up. But you know what too? But this is the thing too. They can always use the USA, physio if something happens.
So they will use the US physio. It's true. It's a joke thing. And then another question I like to ask, come on, the Jamaican Premier League chairman, Mr. Chris Williams, has said that the 23rd is D-Day. That's sometime in this week on Tuesday. Is that still the case?
Oh, it can be. I mean, the numbers have increased. And what time is it now? Oh, it's supposed to start, if Andrew Olney's press conference start on time, it's supposed to start now. He is going to announce stricter COVID measures. So if before it was a little bit looser and no, football was not being allowed to go on, having strict measures will not allow it. And I don't think everything will work out. Babsy has still not given a go-ahead for training or anything at all. So I really don't think that is a benchmark that can be adhered to.
Okay, so there's a potential for no Premier League football this year in Jamaican Premier League football this year. But football family.
But But hold on a second before you go. So David and Burrell over here talking about if Damian Lowe should never be called up again. Okay, I disagree, but okay. Is Damian Lowe starting over Pinnock? Someone says yes.
Okay, yeah, so let's go to some of the comments quickly.
Pinnock and Lowe at centre back.
So by the way, how are we starting Pinnock over Damian Lowe when we haven't even seen Pinnock play? How go on?
No. People have watched Pinnock play. No. They said that he's a good enough player.
We have
and this is
no wait come on. So they have watched. Sorry, come on. They have watched Pinnock play for his English team, but they haven't watched Pinnock play for Jamaica. All right.
Look here, let me tell you something.
That's not the same.
No oversee. I just don't understand. But anyways, okay. Let me just say this: Tapa will have to pick the best 11 players. That's just it.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm sure Tapa will. I'm sure. I trust Tapa to do that. But we have to be careful of how we start assign starting spot to a player because he play England. That them things don't work. So it's not because a man play England means I get him or walk in, come start. Every man have to work for them spot. And to that end, the players who are there and go in a practice and show the best in a practice at them a player. When I talk about Pinnock a start over Low, I go on. Not to say that Low need to, but we cannot just say a man just have to start because he play England and better. According to them.
Yeah, there's some who is Premier League quality. I don't want to extra your attack.
Yeah. Quickly, come on. We want to remind our football fans that on Thursday, Jamaica, the Reggae Boys will play U.S. men's national team post-game match show March 25th, also on Flow Sports, on Ballchat YouTube page, Ballchat Facebook page, at 3 p.m. or right after the whistle. Well, come on, your final score prediction again, come on. What's the final score prediction, family?
I say 4-1 USA.
You said 4-1 USA. I say, I mean, and Damon P says, big up, well said, come on, get us some jerseys to buy. Big up yourself, Damon. I mean, we need jerseys to buy. Where can we find some jerseys?
Amazon.
Where can we find?
Listen, hey, look here, JFF cannot be talking about having no money because everybody, even my friend them who they're not Jamaicans, but they want a Jamaican jersey. Especially the green one bad, the green and black one bad. And you want to tell me say the JFF can't get 100 and say, okay, to the best reggae boy fans, here are 100 jerseys that we have to sell. No jersey on the market. Look here, we don't have no tale about the players.
Yeah, I mean, JFF leaving money off the table because I need a jersey or two. Dico Lard says 4-1 Jamaica. Man, bravery. But football family, let's...
Maybe the one is for Jamaica.
Okay, maybe the one is for Jamaica. Okay, 4-1 the US for just to remind football family again, Thursday, 3 p.m., right after the conclusion of the game, we'll have our post-match game wrap. If you're there at work, join in. If you're there at school, join in. If you're there, wherever you are in the world, join in. Because there'll be a heated live discussion on the assessment of the game between the Reggae Boys and the U.S. men's national team. We'll also probably be joined by two Rest Challenges podcasts who are huge U.S. men's national team fan. Come on, a time for
David Nicholson says 2-1 Jamaica win.
Yes, and Mr. Osborne says 1-1. Come on, a time for Goma we are now.
Penton.
Yes. Ballchat family, if you want to connect with us right away, remind you to connect with us on social media. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our Facebook page, subscribe to our respective platforms, subscribe to Full Sports.
Remember ball it up before if people can't search. Yeah. So if you want to connect with us, we would appreciate you to hit the like and share button, subscribe to us. You can reach out to us or connect with us at Ballchat at Ballchat Podcast on Instagram, at Ballchat1 on Twitter, at Ballchat on Facebook, and you can send us an email at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for joining us. It was a lively conversation in the chat. I look forward to seeing you guys next week when we do the football.
No, man, it's not next week. It's Thursday. We see you Thursday. And big up to Miss Gregory Holder for joining us from Jam Pack Football Family. If you can support Jam Pack, support the cause and the work that they're doing on the island. So it's Thursday. Come on, it's not Sunday again. We'll see the family on Thursday. Come on, look more now.
All right, bless up. Bye, everyone.